Every warrior walks a different path. Samurai, the path of discipline. Ronin, the path of independence. Ninja, the path of strategy. Zen Monk, the path of wisdom. Shogun, the path of power. But today, we explore the path of the Zen monk. You call it having strong emotions. You claim your heart is too big for this cold world. You are lying to yourself. You aren't passionate. You are uncontrolled. You aren't deep. You are a slave. Every time you lose your temper, you lose your power. Every time you let a comment sting you, you give away your soul. You react. You explode. You lose. Your mind is a frantic bird in a cage of your own making. You think your feelings are special. You think they are who you are. They are not. They are just weather. And right now, you are drowning in a storm you don't even understand. You scream because you cannot speak. You weep because you cannot act. You hate because you cannot forgive. Look at your life. It is a series of impulsive disasters. You speak before you think. You quit when it gets hard. You let the world push your buttons like a machine. You are not a warrior. You are a puppet. And the strings are held by anyone who can make you angry. Now, look back. 400 years ago, in the heart of a bleeding Japan, there was a man who understood the blade because he understood the void. Takuan Sōhō. He did not sit in a temple to hide from the world. He sat in the temple to master it. He watched the greatest swordsman of the Sengoku period tremble before him. Why? Because while they held steel, he held stillness. Imagine the air in a Zen monastery in the dead of winter. It is a cold that bites through silk. The scent of cedar and old incense hangs heavy in the frozen mist. Takuan sits on the stone floor. He does not flinch. He does not shiver. His mind is like a mirror in a dark room. It reflects everything, but clings to nothing. He taught the Shogun's masters the secret of the unfettered mind. He called it Fudōchi, the immovable wisdom. If your mind stops on the sword of your enemy, you die. If your mind stops on your own fear, you die. If your mind stops on your desire to win, you die. To survive, the mind must flow. It must be everywhere and nowhere. It must be a river that cannot be cut by a blade. You, however, are a stagnant pond. You latch onto every insult. You obsess over every failure. You let your mind stop on things that happened years ago. You are still fighting ghosts while the real enemy stands right in front of you. You think your strong emotions make you human. Takuan would tell you they make you a corpse. The warrior does not suppress emotion. That is for the weak. The warrior masters emotion. He feels the anger rise like a fire, but he does not let it burn the house down. He feels the fear, but he uses it as fuel for his focus. He sees the chaos, and he becomes the center of it. Think of the battlefield, the clatter of armor, the smell of iron and mud, the screams of the dying. Amidst this, the Zen warrior moves with the grace of a falling petal. Not because he doesn't care, but because he is the master of the abiding mind. He does not dwell. He does not regret. He simply is. Compare that to your morning. You see a notification on your phone. Your blood pressure rises. Your hands shake. You spend hours crafting a response to a stranger who doesn't even know you exist. You have surrendered your kingdom for a digital ghost. You are pathetic. Stop. Breathe. Look at the mirror. The person staring back is a chaotic mess of unrefined impulses. You have the tools of a god and the discipline of a child. You want respect? Command yourself first. You want power? Rule your own heart. Obey the silence. Every time you choose to stay calm when you want to scream, you gain a level of authority that money cannot buy. Every time you choose to observe your pain instead of becoming it, you sharpen your spirit. This is the training. It never ends. It happens in the grocery store. It happens in the office. It happens in the dark when you are alone with your thoughts. Kill the impulse. But wait, you think this is about being a robot. You think this is about becoming cold and empty. You are wrong again. This is the halfway point. This is where most of you will turn off the video, because the truth is about to get uncomfortable. You like your drama. You love your victimhood. It gives you an excuse for your lack of results. I'm just an emotional person, you say? No, you are just lazy. You haven't done the work. You haven't sat in the silence long enough to realize that you are the one holding the match to your own fire. Master the void. Takuan Sōhō didn't teach people how to be numb. He taught them how to be truly alive. When the mind is free from the clutter of strong emotions, it can finally see the world as it is. It sees the beauty in the grain of wood. It sees the opening in the enemy's guard. It sees the path through the impossible. You are currently blind. Your emotions are the veil. Tear it down. Sit still until the urge to move dies. Speak only when the words are better than the silence. Act only when the action is born of purpose, not of pique. The Zen monk is not a man who has no feelings. He's a man who has a mountain inside him. The wind blows, the snow falls, the sun burns, the mountain remains. Be the mountain. Let the world scream at you. Let the storms of life bash against your cliffs. They cannot move you unless you give them permission. You have spent your whole life giving permission to everyone else to control how you feel. It ends today. Reclaim your throne. Become the master of the unfettered mind, or remain a slave to your own skin. The choice was always yours. You just never had the courage to make it. But today, the path is open. The blade is drawn. The mind is still. Become the mountain. Every warrior walks a different path. Samurai, the path of discipline. Ronin, the path of independence. Ninja, the path of strategy. Zen monk, the path of wisdom. Shogun, the path of power. Which one are you? Comment below.